Hello, welcome to True Crime Curiosities, and I just want to talk about some posts that were put up on 4chan in the very beginning, like the first week after the murders occurred. The first one here was Saturday, November 19th, and a person posts some coordinates, and underneath the coordinates they write, "There's more." They also comment on an article, an AI newspaper article about the murders, and basically say, like, too bad for that person. Here's just an overview of where that location is located in Moscow. It's right on the border of Moscow and Washington. And then here's the article. Boyfriend of unfortunate has had satellite turned upside down. The fellow of one of the murdered University of Idaho students has had his satellite turned upside down by her brutal slaying, which came conscionable days earlier. The young mates planned to bask during Thanksgiving vacation together. So it's kind of a strange thing. And somebody asked, what do you think this means? And the person basically says, it's odd, it may mean nothing, but this same poster is putting up this weird article and the coordinates, and things seem to disappear afterwards. And so these are just users on 4chan noting something they think could be a real hint. So here it is again, that's the coordinates that the person listed. And if you follow the thread down, you'll see somebody starts to take notice when they say, what's that? Is that where you buried the weapons, the murder that you used to murder the students with? So it's just one of those things where if you go and you follow the threads and follow the unique IDs, you can kind of put some of it together. So it can get a little confusing if you're not aware of the unique IDs. Here's a person in that thread who went ahead and put the coordinates into like a map viewer or Google Earth or something, and they're just letting people know that this is the location. This is that same location I showed you earlier, but it's got a satellite view instead of just like a map view. And you can see it's a very wooded area. And there's really no houses near it or anything like that. And so there's just a closer view of it. Is the killer in this thread dropping coordinates of something he put there? Someone asks. And so people are sort of taking note of these coordinates. And you might have heard of these earlier in the case and just dismissed them. And it's possible they mean nothing, but I just wanted to go over it a little bit in more detail. And then this guy says, a minute ago, this guy had 4 replies. Now he has 2, some dodgy shit anons. So they're noticing this person is posting stuff and then it's disappearing, which typically, according to people on 4chan, means FBI or somebody is erasing those things. And then here, the coordinates being thrown in, then deleted, suggest they got bored of waiting and decided to drop another clue. And then here's a second coordinates that were put up with this poem. Flowers, leaves, and butterflies. Here's a site to soothe your eyes. Sorry, I can't read the rest of it here, but you can see it. And basically they're saying to look, for a gnome, possibly. And they give some coordinates again. This was the following day. And this is another location that they're putting up. And so I basically just took that and and this guy responds to that person and says, hello, killer. So this person here believed that this was the killer. But I looked that up and it popped up with room-based indoor scavenger hunt. And the answer to that riddle would be a garden. So is the killer saying, or this person saying that these things, something as at this location and it's buried in a garden or in a garden or something like that. Here's an overview of the second coordinates, just to give you an idea of where it is on a map. And then here I'm a little bit closer in, and then it's in that right upper quadrant of this X here. And so Just go a little bit further in. You can see it's along a place, Pinecrest Road and Robinson Road. It's in that general vicinity. And then I went on foot with the map viewer and just kind of started to look around and see if there was a garden, if there was a gnome, if there was some odd thing there. You can see all kinds of things if you relax your eyes, but it's it's basically a wooded area. And so I just wondered if anybody else did this, heard of the coordinates, know if they were checked out. I haven't seen anything about it. Maybe in the beginning I did, but it's really not anything I found recently. And so, if whether this is a LARP or not, if the coordinates are there and in that area, I would suspect the police did go ahead and at least go and check this area. I would hope that they did, because 4chan does sometimes have, the actual killers on there or someone who knows something posting things. It's hard to know for sure, like I said, but it's very specific, it's very specific location that they're putting here. It's hard sometimes to follow the 4chan threads. Every person is anonymous and they have a unique user ID in the thread. I think you can keep your ID and continue posting with that. And so sometimes you can see overall what type of things a person is posting and get an idea if they're, maybe full of shit or if they're actually somebody you should consider as suspicious. I looked at some of these unique user IDs. I went into the 4chan archive, and a few of them that were involved in these discussions in the first week are no longer available. Like the post's gone, and it comes up as error, which I find suspect. I don't think people generally delete things off of 4chan, especially when they're putting it up in threads like this. So I don't know if the person put it up and had second thoughts, or somebody else erased it, like a investigator or police, etc., whoever's running these boards, if they just didn't want this sort of thing in there. There's another thread that I followed on Brent Kopaka, and there was a person giving a lot of details about that, and I'll go over that in another thread. But some of the things that you can find on here are kind of dark, so you have to, like I said in other videos, you have to be careful. Understand trigger warnings when you go in here, understand the people who are on here, you have no idea, and generally are very good at hacking and computers. And so, like I said, I have respect for the board. I don't interact with it, though, because I'm not interested in, getting anybody upset with me or anything like that. Just really putting this out here as something I found was interesting, and wondering anybody else looked at this, anybody knows anybody that went there. If I don't recall hearing the police say anything about this, though they don't say anything about much in this case. So it's one of those things that, who knows? It's been up there for a while, though. Although some of these posts have since been deleted, and so I saved some of them from the beginning. And so here, looks like on November 29th, this person has a K-bar in his lap and decides one last time to maybe tell people. I buried it at the coordinates in the next post. And in the post below, there's a little pink box, and basically he screenshotted the original post that was on the 19th. And it's those original coordinates that I showed at the beginning of the video. But this person seems to be wanting some attention about what they posted. And so, again, that's interesting. And then this last person here on the 30th of November, which I believe is the day Brian, the defendant, was arrested. And he's basically saying, the killer has been in these threads, and we haven't recognized what a great, artist and craft this person what a great craft this person has. And he wants to, say hello and welcome and let us properly, give you your due. We're ready to listen. So this person's, also suspects the killer is here. And then he mentions some things that he feels, the clues that the killer has dropped. Posted laundromat locations, brilliant. Posted coordinates as a gift to trail cams found thus far, very smart. Seems no one checked for wireless cams behind the house in the woods, double brilliant. Now we know about Nick Rabus, the guy who in the beginning posted on University of Idaho's Facebook, who had said that they had cameras on the house as part of his photography club. So that was kind of strange. I couldn't find these two posts here, the laundromat post or wireless cams. So those are probably deleted. Says remains immune to immature baiting from these forums, triple brilliant. It does mention posting a girl, one of the victims in a black bra. That was not one of the victims. That was an OnlyFans model, Jordan Jones, I believe her name is, whose OnlyFans account had been hacked and leaked 5 or 6 months prior. And a lot of people still think that that's one of the victims and it's their OnlyFans account, but it's not. That picture was not taken the night of this tragedy. So this guy, I don't know, I guess he believed it was, or he is the actual killer, because you just don't know in these threads. So that's really it. I just wanted to post it for you guys, see what you thought about it, see if you had heard about it, if you think it's nonsense, if you think it's interesting, if you think the Moscow police or FBI should go and check this location out. So I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one.